the Magic Kingdom. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. I am here setting up to shoot fireworks right now. There's band playing behind me. I've picked a spot so that I can run my video and run photos at the same time. I'm probably going to start with the 14 to 24 on the D3S on the tripod right here so that I can try to get the crowd in there. I want to show the backs of the crowd. We'll see how that lights up, more so than just shooting the fireworks, to put some dimension up into the images. That's why I want to shoot from the back and get the whole sky in there. But we'll see what happens as it starts, because I've never shot fireworks at this place. So I'll probably be at 200 ISO with this. I'll be at about 14 millimeters and f8 to an f11, and the shutter speed, I'll probably sit there and do bulb, and we'll see what it looks like. We'll play around. Just want to see what happens out here. So recording right now is the D7000 on a 3-legged thing, Eddy tripod. Things working out really well right now. I'll do a full review on that at some point, but until then, let's see how these fireworks work out, and we'll see how we do. See ya.
All right, so here we are. I got done photographing the fireworks on July 4th and figured I would let some of the actual fireworks run in the background. So what I did, I had the Nikon D7000 on the, let's see, it was a 3-legged thing tripod with a 16 millimeter fisheye lens on it. So basically, you can see in the bottom corner on occasion, you can see my light from the camera recording the image, or you can sometimes see the screen when I'm replaying the photos. It was pretty cool to have this video running to capture this. I'm wearing my microphone so I can talk to it if I want, or so that it picks up all of this different audio. But it was really a really awesome time. I mean, I got there like 3 hours early. I picked a spot around where I thought most of the stuff was going to occur. I ran into some other photographers there, and we just sat and talked. And, you know, this was the first time that I photographed fireworks at this location. I mean, honestly, it's pretty much the first time that I've ever taken fireworks pictures. I've always thought about it, but I've never actually gone out to do it, and I'm glad I did the research into the settings, because when I shot, you know, a lot of this is trial and error, but when you have a good starting point, when you know that you need to set your camera to, say, infinity focus, I actually found it pretty easy to focus, because what I waited for was actual firework to go off, and then I was pretty quick to do a focus, and then I could lock it on in manual, and I locked that in, and it wouldn't have to change. So I started at f10, but I went to f13 and held it in bulb, and I also didn't have a cable release. I know I recommend the cable release, but in this case, I didn't have one, so I just basically held down the bulb, and it seemed to have worked out very well. Early on, I wanted to shoot with the 14 to 24, and I knew right away that it was way too wide. I wanted to get the subjects in front of me to actually show up in the image so that you could see what was going on, but it really didn't work. So I had to change on the fly, and it was a good thing that I had a really nice flashlight with me, because I could check my focus with it. I could see things if I dropped it on the ground. It was just really good to have a flashlight with me. And then what was really cool, I switched to the 24 to 70. You can see that a lot of the different exposures were somewhere, you know, you've seen some of the pictures pop up on the screen. It was around like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and it was really a lot of fun, and it's really a lot of anticipation. You know, seeing what's going to work. Is there a good, you know, burst of light coming out of those fireworks at this time? I mean, sometimes if you held the shutter too long, there was too much light, and when there's too much light, then everything blends together, and it just didn't work out. But really, the majority of the pictures turned out really well, and what I found myself doing was recomposing a few times from horizontal to vertical, because as you can see here, as I go through some of the vertical shots, that the vertical shots just seem more interesting. You can follow the trajectory of the mortars as they're going off. You can see the American flag in the bottom right-hand corner. It just felt much better to shoot vertically. I also, you know, I still did some tighter shots where you can see that I didn't get the whole fireworks display in the image, but I still thought it was a cool image, and it was just a lot of seeing what worked, and that's why I switched around a little bit. Some recommendations for the future is make sure you have something to kneel on, like some knee pads or something to sit on while you're out there, because you're going to be sitting a while you're waiting for the fireworks to start. But I have to say, those starting settings, it's a really good place to go. The bulb setting with F8, F11, F13, anywhere around there, you're gonna make it happen. And it's really, you just got to get out there and see it. And then once you're there, you can start to interact or react to what's going on to see if you're framing the image right. Because a lot is, I'm pointing up at the sky, but I don't know exactly where the fireworks are going to start. So as soon as they start, I can compose where I want it and get moving. Yeah, let's see, what else do I have written down here? Not too much, but it was a lot of fun. And you can see in these images, the colors are cool. And, really, there wasn't a lot of editing done after. It's just really pumping up the contrast, maybe a little bit of Mr. Fill Light in one of the photos just to bring out the smoke. But I loved how the smoke was showing up, the sulfur was showing up in the images. And that's why the verticals just work better in this case. So, some recommendations for the future for myself is concentrate on these verticals more than these horizontals. I would like to try some tighter shots, try to capture the whole explosion, but, they're not as interesting as looking at the vertical shots after the fact. I mean, the verticals just really look good. They make me happy, and I think that this one right here is my favorite vertical from the whole thing. It just looks very just Disney-esque, so I'm really happy with it. So, anytime fireworks come up, I know we're going to have to wait another year again for big fireworks like this, but hey, we're prepared. I'm prepared for next year. I had a lot of fun. I'd love to do it again, and I learned quite a bit from just sitting out there and observing and testing out these settings and making it work. So it's a real good ballpark place to start. Go out there. I thought the 24-70 equivalent worked really well for me. Was quick to recompose, was quick to focus. That LED light, flashlight that I had really helped out quite a bit. So I hope that, these images, you can see all of the settings right on them. So hopefully that helps you out. You can see where I was, how long I actually held down the bulb setting, and go from there and hopefully replicate it or do better than what I did. So I hope you guys learned something. I definitely learned quite a bit out there shooting these fireworks. Thank you very much, Jared Pullen, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya!